Opportunity to put your own questions to my distinguished panel. Before I do that, I have two small apologies to make. When I invited you to enjoy your tea, which I hope you did, I put in an extra syllable. Teyana is our sponsor, to whom I, and I'm sure all of you, are very grateful, so my thanks to them. The other thing that I got slightly wrong, which is in some respects equally important, is that those wonderful young American students are here with us today, amongst us and ready to participate in our proceedings. And as a result of the enormous commitment and generosity of great corporations like Raytheon, who were very much in the lead on this operation, but also our friends at Chevron, and you will be hearing from one of their executives later in our proceedings, and also Exxon. They are the people who, as we say in my language, put their money where their mouth is. They knew it was a good idea, but they helped it to happen. So would you please join me in showing your appreciation of our friends at Raytheon, Chevron and Exxon for supporting this excellent program. So now I'm going to ask my organizers to raise the lights as much as possible in the hall so we can see you, because I know already that you can see us, and invite you to put your questions and comments to our distinguished panel. I've asked each of them to speak briefly, just for a few minutes, to perhaps encapsulate the themes beyond their distinguished and excellent addresses to get us underway. And then, if you wish to ask one of them a question or make a brief contribution, and I stress the word brief because the longer you speak, the less chance there is for somebody else, keep your hand up like this and one of our staff will find you with a microphone, then let us know who you are and then put your question. So, first of all, I would like to invite the President of Bosnia-Herzegovina, Dr. Haris Selagic, to address you again from his position with just a few introductory comments. Sir.
Well, thank you very much. When I spoke of the holy place of Mecca, at the old center of the idea of the meeting as such, I also wanted to say that new ideas may be enriched and, if you like, ennobled by the fact that we have a place like Mecca to add this dimension of balance in our lives. It reminds us of the fact that we do not have only our material needs, but we also have spiritual needs. And I do not know if it is a heresy to say, but sometimes I think that our development is too fast, and that if the speed of it does not serve the man, then that speed is for the sake of the speed itself. And that is why we need the moderators, we need correctors, if you like, to remind us. Yesterday I visited Mecca, And it gives you a different dimension. What are we doing? Where are we going? How fast are we going there? Do we need that speed? Or sometimes, and that's why I call it a heresy, because I'm sure that not everybody agrees, that we, especially in the social development, which is of course closely linked to the economic development, that sometimes we should hurry to slow down.
Sure.
If economy can be overheated, the social development can be overheated too. And if it does not serve the man, then who does it serve? Of course, it's easier to say than to make it happen. But sometimes I feel that we cannot swallow, we cannot digest the speed of development. And it should serve, the technology should serve man, not the other way around. And then, of course, there is a concern that, as we can see, segments of the world society, because I believe now we are a world society, cannot follow. Even in countries within borders of one country, cannot follow, and especially in Asia, this development, the speed of the development, and that there must be a concern that future social unrests may come from there.
Okay. Mr. President, thank you very much indeed. Your Royal Highness, some opening thoughts.
Those who don't learn from the mistakes of history are bound to make them again. And we have so many examples of that situation today in our world, whether it is in terms of the use of military to solve political problems, whether it is in terms of economic overheating, as the President said, thereby creating divergent problems for any economy, whether it is in terms of human relationships as well. And so, as the theme of this conference is value creation through alliances and partnership, we have to operate within a global society. We have to extend our hands to others. We have to interchange with others. And let us not be afraid of committing mistakes, but in committing them, let us learn from those mistakes. And if there are examples for us to learn from, let us not hesitate in acquiring that knowledge. And if others want to learn from us as well, we should be more than happy to extend that knowledge to them. And hence, the emphasis on education, I think, cannot be overemphasized. Education, education, education. And it is something, I think, that particularly here in the Kingdom is the main theme that propels all of our ambitions and our aspirations for the future, whether it is in public finance through government budgets and government spending, or through private enterprise, where we see a tremendous surge in the private enterprises development of educational institutions. And the future is in the hands of our children and grandchildren. So the more we can do to provide them with the skills and the know-how to meet the challenges of the future, the better they will be prepared for that.
Thank you very much indeed, Your Royal Highness. Finally, Prime Minister, your thoughts.
Thank you. I, of course, agree with His Royal Highness and His Excellency the President said about the context, overall context in which this is taking place in terms of theme for this session, at least, value creation, and the benefits, great benefits of globalization depending on how we try to take advantage of the benefits offered and the potential offered by globalization. I agree with all that's been said on that. Let me add to all that was said in general terms about those benefits, potentials, and also caveats in terms of how one might be able to deal with the downside associated with all of this. Let me add that globalization, the term resonates especially with us Palestinians, given what it is we're trying to do. We're trying, of course, we are in a struggle to end occupation, gain freedom for our people. And as we do so, we do it through building towards statehood, by putting in place the institutions capable of dealing with the needs of our people at this stage, but also to lay the foundations for the kind of state we aspire to have. And we're doing this in a context that relies heavily, actually, on openness, being open to the world, to the brilliant contributions of other cultures. For we feel not only is that necessary and desirable in and of itself, but also, to use the term from this session, actually, it creates and adds value. And it is enabling, insofar as we are concerned, for particularly given the state of marginalization which we endured over the past 7-8 years, up until the point in time where there was renewed interest in the political process late last year. I think it is very important for us to take advantage of that which globalization and internationalization have to offer in terms of making it possible for us to get where we're going. Sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, excellent. 3 thoughts there to commence proceedings. Who would now like to have the honour to put the first question? See, gentlemen there, if you keep your hand up, sir. The microphone. And it's microphone number 4. And if you could let us know who you are, sir, please. Microphone number 4. Your question, sir.
بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. اسمي فهد السلطان، أعمل في مجلس الغرف السعودية. سؤالي موجه إلى فخامة الرئيس العظيم الرئيس البوسني الدكتور حارس سيلازك. أولا أشكركم على هذا الطرح المتميز والذي تم بلغة توضح أنكم تتحدثون فيها أكثر من كثير من أبنائها. سؤالي لفخامتكم: نحن نعيش في فترة صراع الحضارات، ويبدو أن جزءا رئيسا من أسباب الصراع يعود إلى التباين بين متطلبات الروح ومتطلبات المادة. فهناك توجهات أيديولوجية ركزت على المادة، وأخرى ركزت على المتطلبات الدينية أو الروحية بالدرجة الأولى، ولعل ذلك كان سببا للصراع. من قراءة فخامتكم لمعطيات العصر، وفي ظل قراءتكم للأبعاد الروحية